Marine Military Academy graduating class of 2021. Please remain standing for the national anthem and the invocation.
Let us pray. O Holy One, creator of all sorts of wisdom, you whom we call by many names, including Father, we humbly give you thanks and praise for our gathering today. We thank you for the support and love of parents and family. We praise you for the many years of learning shared here at the Marine Military Academy, for wisdom we've acquired and growth we've experienced from teachers, counselors, staff, and one another. Send your blessings to us and honor these students who courageously, diligently, and scholarship-wise have brought themselves honor and success. We know that all good comes from you, and your generous gifts are overwhelming sign of love. May we learn to be as generous as you are. Dear God, inspire us to pray and live dedicated to the service of peace and holy justice now and forever. In God's name we pray, amen.
Please be seated. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the President of the Marine Military Academy, Colonel Christopher S. Dowling, United States Marine Corps, retired.
First, brilliant job by the MMA band. Thank you. Great job, guys. Seniors, there's a few of you that we got to change your diplomas, so let's identify you right now. Just joking. Good morning. What a great chapter that both ends here today and starts anew today. Today we honor 34 students, and they step out of these portals ready to resume greater responsibility. They will drink up knowledge, in their school of choice and commence their next chapter in life. None of this could have occurred without the people in this auditorium. I want to thank the parents for your patience, and your patience. I know that whether your son was a 4.7 or a 3.0, there was always a moment that you questioned, what in God's name is he doing? But thank you for sticking with him, because these are tremendous young men. Will you please join me in a round of applause for our parents? I would also like to welcome our Board of Trustees, our alumni, our guest of honor and guest speaker. I would like to especially recognize the veterans here today who served their nation freely, so thank you. Lastly, we dealt with the pandemic, the heat this year, the drought this year, the COVID this year, a hurricane this year, the unprecedented cold, freezing weather this year, the pandemic, heavy rains, mosquitoes, and did I mention the pandemic? Yet, our very existence at our school today could not have occurred without the state of Texas and our governor, his staff, Cameron County Judge and their staff, and the city of Harlingen, who allowed us to remain open throughout this school year. You are, to MMA, the educators, you are indeed the best of the best. Thank you for your dedication, your patience, your resilience, and you are truly a living tribute to your professionalism. Thank you. To the MMA staff who press forward daily, thank you for your support. To our remarkable drill instructors, who are the bedrock cornerstone of MMA. You leave such a positive, undeniable mark on these young men under your charge, so thank you. Please join me in a round of applause. We'd like to introduce Rachel Edwards. If you come up here and recite the poem for us.
Hi. Thank you, Colonel Dowling, for allowing me to do this. Like you said, it was written by myself for my son Noah, but it's really a poem for all moms. And it's called Letting Go, written by a mom for all moms. I'm going to get through it too. Okay. You are about to walk across that stage. My heart swells with pride. I watch my son so happy on this day, and I know life has turned the tide. Am I ready? Is he? Who really holds that key? Life is so full of discoverable, unknowing mystery. What happened to time? I told it to slow, but faster it went. I couldn't stop the show. What a beautiful movie it has been. The trials, the joys. I know it's not the end. What an honor to be your mom, your first love. I'm humbled in so many ways. I prayed many times to the man up above to protect my boy all of his days. I've been given the gift of motherhood to unwrap and watch you grow, blossom into my beautiful boy, and now I must let you go. Whether near or far, wherever you may be, my heart will always hold that key. So as I watch you take that step through the door, I have never loved you more. Go, my son, and be who you are meant to be. I let you go with full liberty, knowing not only that you'll succeed, but change lives with your compassion and loyalty. Love always, your #1 fan. Go, my son, you're now a man.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our Valedictorian this year, and it's been Cadet Colonel Adrian Blanco. His parents are Juan Gabriel Blanco and Cynthia. He is from Delta Company. He has spent 4 years at Marine Military Academy. He is from Katy, Texas. His quality points are 172 points. Has a 3.77 GPA at the end of this year. He will attend college, Texas A&M University next year. He's lettered in soccer, swimming, and drill team. His activities have been the National Honor Society and the President, the Rotary Interact Club, the Cultural Awareness Club, the Leo Club Vice President, and weightlifting. He's accumulated over 233 hours of volunteer work throughout our community, and he is graduating with a distinguished diploma. Cadet Adrian Blanco, will you please come up?
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, cadets. My name is Adrian Blanco, but as most of you just know me as Blanco. As you can see, everything about going here is just going straight to the point. So I will not take much of your time. Back when I was 14, 220-pound me, 8th grader, my father would always tell me, you need to do something with your life, because it will always catch up to you. To be honest, I never took it that serious. But then he decided to send me to the summer camp of 2017 at MMA. This was by far one of the best war summers of my life. With most things that come with benefits, there must be sacrifice. To leave as a kid at the age of 14, leaving my family, friends, and my old lifestyle was all left behind as I came to this fine establishment named MMA. A strange place. High school is an experience no one will ever forget. And what's high school without brotherhood? Being stuck inside a barracks with 40-plus kids inside definitely sounds like a disaster. But inside that disaster is a bond. A bond that becomes unbreakable among cadets. I myself have grown up in the academy with people I now see as brothers. This brotherhood we have formed among each other goes far beyond MMA. These are the people you will know, I will know and remember for the rest of my life. So enjoy. Enjoy your time here at the academy. Make memories, become a leader, step outside of your comfort zone, and become great. I didn't mention COVID throughout this speech because not even COVID could stop us from learning and becoming greater friends. Forming bonds, COVID couldn't stop us from forming bonds or even PTing. We still had to go out there and PT. We're all here together, attending our graduation. Now we go down the path we formed, and we will succeed together. The world is in our hands, and we need to step up and make it greater. Thank you, every single one of you, and congratulations to us, the graduating class of 2021. It's been an honor to be your battalion commander. Thank you.
Our valedictorian is Cadet Captain Michael Stiskel. His parents are Julie and Ken Stiskel. He is from Delta Company. He's been here for 4 years. His hometown is Boerne, Texas. His quality points are 184. He's accumulated a 4.29 GPA. He'll be attending Texas A&M University next year and studying chemical engineering. He's lettered in track, baseball, cross country, tennis, soccer, and has done weightlifting. He's been the National Honor Society and this year the Parliamentarian. He's participated in the Academic Bowl, the Cultural Awareness Club, the Rotary Interact Club Treasurer, and weightlifting. He has accumulated 104 community hours, and he's a distinguished graduate. Michael, please come up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cadet Michael Stiskel, and as far as all of you know, I'm Cadet Siskel. Thank you, Blanco, for your great and inspiring speech. It was amazing. It is a great honor to be here today on behalf of the class of 2021. Before I begin, I would like to express my thanks and appreciation to my parents who inspired me and pushed me to be the best I can in any way possible. Thank you. I would also like to thank all the teachers for all the knowledge you gave each and every one of us. First, let me elaborate on the word courage. Professor Andrew Martin explains, courage is defined as perseverance in the face of difficulty and fear. This means through all your difficulties, which will always come up, always have confidence in yourself and your abilities, and you will be on track to success. The second word is determination. This means having a goal or a dream and sticking with it. If you keep the end goal in mind and keep your motivation, you will prevail and eventually will partake in your dream job. The last word is endurance. This specific trait is particularly important because to succeed and achieve your goals, you must have the drive and motivation to stay on path till the end. As most of us play sports, we should know immensely how important they are in success. As most of you know, I am a cross-country runner. Many people ask me, how do I do it? Why do I do it? My answer to them is that cross-country is not only about running. It is about so much more. From the moment I stepped foot on a cross-country course and ran my first race, I learned so many lessons that apply to life today that I never knew possible. If any of you guys are familiar with cross-country, you know that runners do not run on the same landscape. The landscape in which we are running changes. It ranges from grass to concrete to turf to running up hills and running down hills. The weather also ranges from very sunny to windy to the pouring rain. Now, I'm not telling this to bore you. I am telling this to show that through all these obstacles each runner faces, we also learn a thing or two about having the courage to keep moving forward, as well as have the focus and motivation to dedicate ourselves to sports that have their difficulties. This specific example applies to life outside of MMA and also in college, because all of us will face, each of us, different fear and difficulties in our lives. But the way we leave the situation, the only way we leave the situation feeling any better is by replicating these hardships with confidence and simplicity. If I have any advice for you guys, I would give you this. If you believe in New Year's resolutions, I recommend instead of focusing on goals, you should pick a word for each year and stick with it. For the past 3 years, and because of the impact this school has had on me, I have chosen one word for each year. This year, if you guys have not guessed or heard me say it, it is motivation. This to me means having the motivation to end the year and earn my diploma, as well as stay on the right path of success and start my first year of college with the motivation and mindset to achieve greatness. As Master Sergeant Moreno always says, walk with a purpose. I know you at this point don't want to hear me speak anymore. So let me just end with this. We have been given such rich opportunities in a structured and military environment. And for this reason, I believe that we can overcome any obstacle. Always stay confident in yourself and your specific attributes, and have courage in the face of fear and difficulty. It is finally time to set goals. Before you can do that, however, you need a vision, a dream, Over the next few years, you may end up at a college or trade school. You may begin working full-time or even start a family. No matter what your dream is for the future, you can get there with the dedication, courage, and focus that you have learned and lived while here at MMA. We, the class of 2021, are a powerhouse of innovation and creativity. We will push boundaries to make this world a better place, even in small ways. Always remember where you came from, and always remember where you are going. Congratulations, class of 2021.
This morning, it's my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, and he truly defines the Renaissance man. Sharperson Jr. is a leadership innovation strategist, speaker, author, and coach. He specializes taking leaders from mediocre to maximizing their true potential in work and in personal life. Carl is an MMA alumni, class of 1972, a graduate of the United States Naval Academy, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Engineering. He would then go on to receive a commission in the United States Marine Corps, earning his gold wings as a naval aviator, and then learning and flying the Boeing CH-46 Sea Knight, which was a medium-lift helicopter deploying on multiple deployments throughout the globe. Carl documented those experiences in a book, Short Rations for Marines, which is an exquisite collection of 57 different stories, authored by 34 different writers, that takes readers through a multitude of domains of historical significance, but also through humorous and ridiculous situations. Carl's focus was on, his contribution was saluting his father, a World War II Montford Point Marine, and those Montford Point warriors. He would go on to write another book on My Son, My Brothers, and at the same time, he'd be working at Procter & Gamble, Frito-Lay's, Colgate-Palmolive. In fact, he was also the Vice President of Manufacturing for Golf Division of Dunlap Sports, where he's responsible for all manufacturing operations, worldwide distribution of golf balls, golf clubs, and he still has discounts, so we're going to use them. And that's when he felt the tug to break away from industry and hone his skill as an entrepreneur and start helping those who were not reaching their fullest. In 2018, he wrote and authored the book, Sharp's Leadership, Overcome Adversity, and Lead with Authenticity. And that's where his springboard into life, where he travels nationally as a guest speaker with the Navy Speaking Bureau, which is very important to us because it talks about national security, prosperity, inspiring students to investigate military training, as well as sharing his message of leadership and innovation with colleges, churches, conferences, and corporations. Additionally, Carl was trained at the Center for Creative Leadership with 160 other countries, where the programs are conducted with 750,000 alumni who have been trained as certified coaches for the Looking Glass experience, which is a behavior-based business stimulation. Carl is renowned both in the Marine Corps and the Naval Service as a speaker. He recognizes the value of giving back to his community and his church. And at this time, it is our honor to welcome our guest speaker, Carl Sharperson Jr.
The first thing, can everybody hear me okay? The first thing is I have a beef with the colonel. He did not tell me that I was going to have to follow Miss Rachel. He did not tell me that. That's a tough act to follow. It is a pleasure to be here. The title of my message is Sharp Leadership with MMA Style. Sharp Leadership, MMA Style, Marine Military Academy style. It's not mixed martial arts, okay? First, I want to thank Colonel for inviting me, as well as the Sergeant Major. I want to say thanks and welcome to the alumni. I want to say thanks to the faculty and staff, parents, guests, and most of all, the 2021 graduates. It's called Sharp Leadership, Overcome Adversity to Lead with Authenticity. There are 5 principles in that book that I want to talk about, and they're lifelong principles that I have applied throughout my life. The first principle is the letter Q. If you're taking notes, Q. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. I grew up in Washington, D.C. In my neighborhood, everybody looked like me. At the age of 14, my parents moved me to Spotsylvania, Virginia, which is about 60 miles south of Washington, D.C., during the same time period as the movie Remember the Titans. My experiences were very similar, right? So I helped integrate a school in Virginia. It was an environment where nobody looked like me and they didn't want me there. But I learned a lot of lessons in that, and this is what I learned primarily. Everybody wants the same thing. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your nationality is. I don't care where you came from, what your education is. Everybody wants the same thing. They want to be loved, they want to be respected, and they want to be successful. That is what I learned. I saw people going from calling me names to being my best friend because they got to know me. So I integrate the school. I go out for football the first time in the 9th grade. I never played tackle football before. I was pretty fast. I could catch a ball. Coach Sparks, who was the 3rd most influential person in my life, gave a talk I'll never forget. We got our pads the first day. He said, you got your pads today. If you don't want to play anymore, turn them in. No harm, no foul. If you stay to the next day, I need you to stay until the end of the season, because quitters never win and winners never quit. He said, if you quit my football team, you might quit school. Quit school and get married, you might quit your wife. Have kids, you might quit your kids. Because once you quit the first time, it's easier to quit the next time. So I developed a mindset that I would never quit. I went out for football, did not have fun in the 9th grade, got my head beat in, but I did not quit. Fast forward, my senior year, I'm the most valuable player of the football team. That never would have happened if I had quit. My senior year in high school, I graduated from high school in 1971. Vietnam War was still going on. Myself and 2 other guys on the football team get called to the office. We don't know why we get called to the office. In walks this guy, 6'3", 200 pounds, blue suit, white shirt, blue tie, white cover. He says, I'm from the Naval Academy, and I want to recruit you to play football. I didn't know what the Naval Academy was, and it was only 90 miles up the road, primarily because there weren't a whole lot of people that looked like me that were going to the Naval Academy. Went home and talked it over with my dad, who was a Mumford Point Marine. He says, Carl, it's a pretty good opportunity. I said, okay. Nobody else was offering me a scholarship. So I said, I'm going for it. I applied and did not get in. I did not get in because I was not competitive academically. My GPA and my SAT scores were not competitive with the caliber of people that were going to the Naval Academy. You look at the profile of cadets at the Naval Academy. We're talking honor roll. We're talking captain of 3 or 4 sports. Okay? We're talking 20% Eagle Scouts. Okay? That's the caliber of individuals that were going to school at the Naval Academy. And I was not competitive academically. So I came to Marine Military Academy, 1971, July. Get off the plane, first time I was on a plane. Get off the plane, guess who meets me? Coach Gunny Morton. And that was my introduction to Marine Military Academy. So at Marine Military Academy, I learned to study for the first time. I didn't realize that in order to study, you read a book, and if you don't understand it, you read it again. And if you don't understand it, you read it again, right? I was pretty good in math because I had a 3rd grade teacher that gave me the love of math. I was pretty good in grammar, but I didn't like to read, right? So here at Marine Military Academy, I studied, I learned, and I applied to the Naval Academy and got accepted. So I entered a class at the Naval Academy. My freshman year, I'm taking chemistry. Everybody at the Naval Academy is an engineer, right? After about 2 weeks, it's clear that the teacher is speaking French and I only understand English. I can remember crying myself to sleep at night saying, Lord, what am I going to do? I said, you know what? I am not going to quit. Coach Sparks says, quitters never win and winners never quit. So what I did was I set up some instruction with my professor. And he went over about an hour's worth of formulas and things like that. It became a little bit clearer. But what I did was I committed whatever time I needed to for chemistry. I spent more time in chemistry than all my other subjects put together. And I made a B in chemistry first semester and a B in chemistry second semester. Quitters never win and winners never quit. Graduated from the Naval Academy. I played football at the Naval Academy. I graduated in 1976. Not only did I decide to go into the Marine Corps, I decided to become a pilot in the Marine Corps. Ground school, the first day of ground school, what they told me in 1977 was the attrition rate is 66%. That means only one out of the 3 of y'all that start ground school are going to get your wings. I looked to the left, I looked to the right, I said, I'm sorry, y'all aren't going to be here, but I'm going to be here. Coach Sparks said, quitters never win and winners never quit. So that's number one. Number two is a T. Take care of your troops. Always take care of your troops. And I learned that for the first time at Marine Military Academy. At Marine Military Academy and the Marine Corps, the higher the rank, the later you eat, right? That's not true in the civilian world, right? You always take care of your troops. If you take care of your troops will take care of you. If you don't take care of your troops won't take care of you. So those of you that are not in the military and not planning on going into the military, you say, Carl, that's fine, but how does that apply to the civilian world? I'm glad you asked. As I've taken over several organizations in Fortune 500 companies, one of the things that I determined was the first 6 or 7 months, I spent time trying to develop trust and allowing people to believe that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. Because my predecessors have lied, cheated, stolen, and treating their employees and their people like dirt. That's why it's important to tell the truth all the time. At the Naval Academy, plebe year is basically an opportunity to go through a lot of rigor and learn about discipline and physicality and things like that. And there's this big book called Reef Points. It's got all kinds of military stuff in it. You have to know it. You have to know anything in that. You have to know 3 articles off the front page, the sports page. You have to know the current meal, the future meal, which is 7 courses, as well as several other things. And any upper class can ask you a question at any time, and you're expected to know it. So I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how intelligent you are. At some point in time, somebody's going to ask you something that you're not going to know. And there's only 4 answers you can answer. Yes, sir. No, sir. No excuse, sir. Or I'll find out, sir. Those are the only 4 answers you can give, right? What it teaches you is it's important to tell the truth no matter what, even if there are consequences. As a pilot, if my crew chief told me that the oil reservoir was full and it was not, I could crash, kill, and burn, right? So in the military, it's very important to do that. The 4th letter is R, and R stands for relationships. It's all about relationships. Nobody gets to where they are by themselves. It's all about relationships. December 23rd, 2010, I go in for a routine colonoscopy. The doctor says everything looks good. I go to Florida and visit with my wife's family. All of a sudden, my stomach hurts. Can't lay on my stomach, can't lay on my back. I go to the doctor. Doctor gives me some pills. He says, I know what it is. I come back a week later, nothing's improved. And he calls me and he finally says, I'm going to do an x-ray of your stomach. So the doctor does an x-ray of my stomach, calls me at work, I'll never forget it. He said, Carl, I see enlarged lymph nodes in your stomach, and I'm going to refer you to an oncologist. The first time I heard the C word, the cancer word, I thought about three things. How long am I going to be here? How am I going to spend my time? And who am I going to spend my time with? I wasn't thinking about how much stuff I had, how much money I had in the bank, none of that stuff, right? So the treatment for that was 6 rounds of chemo, 3 weeks apart. And while I'm going through that struggle, several people who I developed relationships with had started pouring into my life. One was a guy named Stan Gray. Stan Gray graduated from the Naval Academy a year after I did. Sent me a book called I Choose to Fight by a guy named Tommy Harper. Tommy Harper came to the Naval Academy with the class of 1977, which is a class behind me. Tommy was 6'3", 230 pounds, tight end from California. Worked his way all the way up to second string tight end. We're getting ready to play Michigan at the big house, right? And he had had some health problems. And the doctors told Tommy before that game that not only are you not going to Michigan, we're going to have to do surgery. They did emergency surgery on Tommy Harper. He was diagnosed with testicular cancer at the age of 19. They did not tell Tommy that he was given an 8% chance to live 6 months. They told the coaches, they told his parents, and they told everybody else. Tommy's mindset was, I'm going to beat this thing, and I'm going to get back on the football field. So that's the way he lived his life. So I'm reading this book by Tommy Harper, and it helped me go through my cancer journey, because that's what a testimony does. It allowed me to do that. So Tommy ended up living until he was 55 years old and had 2 kids. They told him, you're going to die in 8 months and you'll never have children. So because Stan Gray poured into my life and gave me that book, that helped me through my cancer journey. And the last point is F. It stands for faith, family, and friends. As I was going through my cancer journey, Slewfoot, or the devil, has a way of putting negative things in your head all the time. So the only way I know how to deal with that negative stuff is to put positive things in my head. So when I had negative things going through my head, when I was getting chemo or lying in bed, or because you haven't had an opportunity to spend a lot of time by myself during that time period. So one of the things I did was I would recite one of 3 scriptures: the Lord's Prayer, the prayer of Jabez, or the 23rd Psalm. And those negative things would leave my head. I started walking at the time, so I'd walk every day for 2 hours while I was going through my cancer journey, because a neighbor of mine told me to do that. So that's what I did also. So after the chemo treatment, I was cleared, cancer-free, and those were things that I learned throughout that process. And I do believe that those are life-changing principles that'll work in anything that you do. So life's gonna hit you, and when it hits you, these are the principles that I use to overcome that. I'm gonna leave you with this: simplify and simplify. Simplify means always faithful, and life is not that complicated. When it gets complicated, you need to simplify it. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the authority vested in me through the Southern Association of Schools, the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, and the Marine Military Academy Board of Trustees, I assure that all requirements for the diplomas issued here today have been met, and it is my pleasure to introduce the Marine Military Academy graduating class of 2021.
Valedictorian, Michael Stiskel. Salutatorian, Adrian Blanco Valencia. Toby Breland. Henry Brown. Christian Bryant. Eduardo Cárdenas. Trey Carmichael. Brandon Chukwanye. I need to be in that picture. Christian De La Rosa. Colby Dement. Gavin Dillman. Noah Edwards. Jabron Ferguson. Daniel Flores Gamboa.
You did a good job. What's next? Great
Ready, sit.
Ready, set.
Ryan Frank. Carter Gibney. Diego Hernández Heredia. Jack Houghton. Samuel Kaufman. Shangji Lin. Marshall McCraney. Julian McGinley. James Newhoff.
Good job.
Nguyen Nguyen. Luong Nguyen. Jose Peralosa Acosta. Jacob Randall. Jose Rodriguez Ramon. Jason Sparks.
My name is Mr. Sparks. You dress like you from long, won't you? Good job.
Cole Strandberg. Hudson Suarez. Shi Lu Yang. Jeff Zhao. Taeyuan Zhao.
Way to go, Zhao.
All right, we made it. Each and every single one of us made it. We're together. We're gonna go on different roads. But here we are. We're gonna come back, and the bonds we made are unforgettable. I love it, each and every single one of you guys. I'm gonna miss you. Seniors on 3. 1, 2, 3.